my favorite producer.
Alright, so we're back here doing this once again. It's Passion Radio and it's the weekly wrap. We haven't come your way in a very long time, but I hope you understand. You know, life must go on. We have to do other things, of course. At the end of the day, whatever be the case, we're back here with you once again. My name is Nathaniel Alonsi Apadu, and I feel extremely excited that finally I got the opportunity to interact with you again. How are you doing? So I believe you are safe from coronavirus as you observe all the precautionary measures against it. And here I am going to share with you some of the precautionary measures you should be taking to safeguard yourself and your family from this deadly disease. Now, most people who become infected experience mild illness and recover, but it can be more severe for others. Take care of your health and protect others by doing the following. Wash your hands frequently. Now, regularly and thoroughly clean your hands with an alcohol-based hand rub or wash them with soap and water. Washing your hands with soap and water or using alcohol-based hand rub kills viruses that may be on your hands. Maintain social distancing, and I learned the new terminology the World Health Organization wants us to use is physical distancing instead of social distancing. Now, maintain at least 1 meter or 3 feet distance between yourself and anyone who is coughing or sneezing, because you never know when someone might be carrying the virus. When someone coughs or sneezes, they spray small liquid droplets from their nose or mouth, which may contain the virus. If you are too close, you can breathe in the droplets, including the COVID-19 virus, if the person coughing has the disease. Now, avoid touching eyes, nose, and mouth. This is because by touching certain surfaces, you can pick up the viruses. Once contaminated, hands can transfer the virus to your eyes, nose, or mouth. From there, the virus can enter your body and they can make you sick. Practice respiratory hygiene. And by respiratory hygiene, what do we mean? Make sure you and the people around you follow good respiratory hygiene. This means covering your mouth and nose with your bent elbow or tissue when you cough or sneeze. Then dispose of the used tissue immediately. This is because droplets spread viruses. By following good respiratory hygiene, you protect the people around you from viruses such as cold, flu, and COVID-19. So today, we have a lot for you since we haven't seen you in a long while. So just stay put and keep your fingers crossed, because we'll be rolling it bit by bit for you. This is Passion Radio Podcast, and my name is Nathaniel Alonsi Apadu. Now, I'm very excited about the next track I'm dropping for you because I know you love it as much as I love it myself. So they choose to call it Anadwo. It is by Sarkodie featuring King Promise, but I call it Bidianko. Enjoy this one from Sark and King Promise.
King promise and energy, my bone fear. Now send me bone way and tell me if it's a penny for concept for Fred and I bad see it. Into me chroma candle lights, so straight to action. To open my mouth satisfaction. Remember I can get one man. Fear for nothing, girl, say I did. Baby, to open my yeah. Should I want my man, baby, I'm good. I did. Baby, to open.
So one thing about this track is it seems almost irresistible, you know. It's almost irresistible, and sometimes in love, certain people are irresistible. So I'm going to share with you some of the ways in which you can manage your relationship and keep it going in this era of COVID-19, brohaha, and all the fear that comes with it. So of course, maybe your partner is with you in these COVID-19 times, or maybe they're not. And the question is, if they are not, for instance, if your partner is at a different place from you, so how are you going to navigate the long distance amid the COVID-19 fears and all the tension and all the, news reports on COVID-19 and all that? How are you going to manage your relationship, especially when it's long distance? That's what we're going to talk about right here on the Passion Radio podcast. My name is Nathaniel Alonse Apadu. Stick and stay with me right here. Track from King Promise and Sarkodie, they call it Anadwo, but like I said earlier, I like to call this one Fasoso. Oh mine. The big Gary, to see I'm a falling portal, will be another carrot. Me and power, Bobby came a promise in my wallet. What else? So almost as soon as the lockdown became our daily way of life, jokes started circulating about the havoc the coronavirus would likely wreak on marriages. Memes poking fun at relationships during lockdown became the order of the day. There was constant chat on social media platforms about how couples were suddenly forced to spend days or weeks cooped up at home together and the possible outcomes. Some Twitter users pointed out, albeit jokingly, that you can't spell divorce without COVID. That's interesting. You can't spell divorce without COVID.
My favorite producer.
But hey, let's face the fact. The outbreak may be a test on marriages and relationships that many are completely unprepared for. There are also emerging concerns that the unprecedented health crisis could irrevocably damage intimate relationships in similar ways as natural catastrophes have been known to. So James, a web designer based in Accra, and his partner have gone from spending a few hours in a day to 14 or more uninterrupted weeks together. For a married couple, this could mean a make or break for their relationship. Whereas he appreciates how much more time he is spending with his family, James can't help but feel overwhelmed by the sudden turn of events. So relationships aren't always easy, and now that the world is on lockdown as a way of containing the spread of the novel coronavirus, what happens now that spouses are staying home all day? What of the unmarried couples that are separated by this or suddenly find themselves quarantined together? An example is Kumasi-based Majwa and a boyfriend who have been dating for only months when the lockdown was put in place. Their relationship was in its initial stages, only for isolation to set them apart. And now she's scared the relationship might end up without even starting. So this gentleman called Divine, for him it's a different story. He had only seen this lady for only weeks when the lockdown forced them into cohabiting with each other. Anyway, it's Passion Radio. My name is Nathaniel Alonse Apadu. This is your favorite podcast in Ghana. Everybody loves this podcast. And it's sponsored by Primus Multi-Concepts. Like I said, I'm going to be telling you what Primus does. I know you will really want to hear that, especially in a time that coronavirus is sweeping across the world. But then some people have shared their opinion that it's only people who don't have patience and lack communication skills that will allow this period to kill their relationships. And then they go further to argue that if they put pride aside and listen to each other carefully, they can sort things out. This lockdown will give time to couples to know more about each other. Since most of their time is spent at work, few people don't get enough time to know each other's flaws. And so children will also have enough time with their parents. I think for this one, I agree with them. It's very important. Sheila, for instance, who lives in Takrady in the Western region, believes this to be the right time to have those hard conversations that you've been avoiding for weeks. All right, so this is where time will permit us to bring our podcast to a close today. My name is Nathaniel Apadu. Catch us again next week as we bring you another exciting edition of the Passion Radio podcast. Thanks.